All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's session for Deribit and Signal Plus King of Perpetual Competition. Now, this is our second round. Essentially, last week we have, or I should say, we had the preliminary round where we had a whole bunch of people, whole bunch of traders, basically joining the competition, and trying their luck to see if they're able to advance into the next round. Well, here we are now. This is the next round. So now we are in the round of 16. So basically, from the previous round, what we have done is that we compiled and calculated all the data, everybody's P&L from last week, and we picked the 32 top participants by P&L. All right. And we have divided them into the four groups. All right. So today, basically this week, we're gonna have four sessions because we have four groups. And basically the top four participants or the top four traders by revenue from the each group will advance into the next round, which is the round of four. So this week is pretty critical, I guess, for the traders and for the competition itself. So let's see how it goes. Let's see what today will bring. Today is the first day of this new round of 16. Um, I'm very curious to see how the traders will start trading, who will take the main spot, and basically let's see how it goes. Now this time the round is a little bit different than previously. So if you remember, if you participated in the previous rounds, before it was only 15 minutes each day, okay? And also the entry capital last week was only 10 USDC. So this week the rules have changed a little bit, and basically now we have 50 USDC as the entry capital, and each round will last for 30 minutes instead of 15. Now, this will basically bring, I think, in my opinion, a very interesting change because when you are trading for 15 minutes only, right? Like when you have 15 minutes to make to make it to the top, right? To have like the top P&L, you might want to take some risky positions, okay? However, right now we have 30 minutes. So it's still not a lot, it's still not like a whole hour or 2 hours or half a day, for you guys to trade. But still, it's something. It's double the time for that from the previous competition, and so it's interesting to see how the dynamic of the trading competition will change. So I can see that right now we already have some people taking some positions. So we have Caleb, who is taking some short positions on ETH, and we also have Justin, who has taken actually a long position on ETH. So right now, ETH is trading at 2,797, so hasn't changed that much. And so basically, as of now, everybody's P&L is pretty flat. But that's fine. We still have 25 minutes to go. So let's see how it goes. But as always, I'm curious to see who is trading what underlying asset, right? Perps for which for which asset. And so right now we have BDC, we have ETH, we have Uni, and so far that's all. Okay. So let's see. I mean, those are kind of the main assets or the main perps that people are trading. Um, I would also like to see some Solana. I mean, I think Solana is getting a lot of action. But yeah, let's see how it goes, and let's see who will be at the top this time around. So should be exciting competition. So I see Caleb making some moves. Already have 4 trades in. Okay, and all short. So let's see, we have short at 98, 98.1, 98.15, and 27.9855. So basically, he's keep shorting ETH, and we have few shorts on BTC. We have one long on ETH from Justin. So far, it's basically it hasn't been moving too much. And I mean, today, yeah, we don't have a lot of volatility happening right now. I mean, as you can see, the Bitcoin had a pretty nice bump over the weekend. It we went like I think last week it was like almost at 79, like at lower 80s, like 80 or 81. I don't remember exactly the lowest the lowest point, but not gonna lie, that was pretty scary. I mean, scary times. I think last Friday I was doing the live stream, right? And that time I remember I was looking at Solana, and Solana was at like 121. I was like, wow, holy crap. I mean, that I remember Solana, I think it was like in 2024 we had a crush right before the election announcement. I think it was sometimes in August or yeah, I think it was in August or September, but like late August, early September, we had a crush. And I remember I was having dinner with some friends, and Solana went to like 116, and everybody was like panicking. It was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Solana at 116, 115. And then, of course, we had the elections, and Trump won. And basically, I remember like in December, I think it was December, like November, December, like late November, maybe early December of that year, 2024, Solana went to like 270, 280, right? So like 2.5x. And everybody was in a state of euphoria because it was like, wow, this is a crazy move. That's it. We're like officially in the bull run. This is basically when everybody was like, yeah, yeah, the bull run confirmed. Now we're in the bull run. But yeah, I mean, so far, 2025 been kind of, I would say, lackluster. I mean, it wasn't a bad year so far, and I mean, we still have 1 month to go. So let's see how it's gonna go. But I think like as of now, Bitcoin is closing pretty flat. And of course, I mean, from the beginning to the end, right? And of course, we have alts, which is just sad. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this has been such a disappointing time, such a disappointing year for all the alts. We saw a few pumps, once in a while. It's kind of weird. Like it would pump and it would go, and everybody would like FOMO in. And whenever you see at least like the major alts, like I'm not talking about some kind of like random meme coins from Pump Fun or anything like that. Like I'm talking about top 50, top 60, top 70 coins, right? So we would see some action where it would pump, and we would see like 2x, maybe for some coins like 3x, which is decent, right? Like if you are investing into the top 50, top 70 projects, um, in general, it's not all the projects, but I would say in general, those coins are pretty safe and pretty stable, right? So it's weird to see when you invest in them and then they go down. Like I'm looking at some of the coins like Near, I think Render, we have like AVAX, Polkadot, like all those projects. It seems like at the beginning, I remember like if you think about like Near, right? People say, oh, okay, well, this is a chain. This is like L1 for AI, right? This is like AI related coin. So if you remember that time, we had a lot of hype around AI, and so everybody was like so bullish on Near, right? And then I remember everybody was talking about AVAX, and AVAX, like the narrative for AVAX was the gaming chain, right? And everybody was like, well, we're gonna have all the all the game projects based on AVAX, and so this is how to say, this is the one, right? AVAX. And yeah, I mean, what is AVAX trading right now? I mean, I think it's pretty bad. Um, Let me see. Let me actually check the price. I haven't checked the prices today yet. So let me go to the coin market cap. Yeah, so we're looking at this right now. Let me see. At the coin market cap, so we have Bitcoin, ETH. This is top, right? Where is AVAX? Okay, here, yeah, 1338. This is crazy because it was like 54. I remember I bought it at like 24, and then I rode it all the way to 54, and then it started going down to like 40. So I started selling, and then it went down to 30, and then I sold some more, and then it went down, and then it started going up, right, to like 35. I was like, oh shoot, I need to buy more. So I FOMO in and I bought more, and then it go to like 47 or 32 or 42, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then it went down to like 25, and I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then I sold the 25, and I'm glad I did because, as you can see now, it's like half of that, which is crazy, right? Because these are like good, legit projects. These are not some shit coins. But yeah, Solana is at 129 right now, so that's also pretty bad, but like at least not 121, right? Um, BNB, yeah, I don't know, man. XRP at 2. Yeah, I don't know. People saying that, the bull run may be over. I don't know. Actually, tomorrow we're gonna have a AMA, and we're gonna have a lot of cool speakers and especially we're gonna have some speakers who have some experience with macro data and like macro analysis from Deribit and from Coinbase. So I'm definitely curious to see, what they have to say about the current cycle and whether or not, um, we're gonna see any kind of rebound, or if this is like a, what do you call that, like a dead cat bounce. So yeah, let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm not sure if this is the case. Hopefully it's not the dead cat bounce, and hopefully it will, continue pumping. But like, who knows, right? It's hard to say. It's hard to predict the market. So that's why, you have to be extra careful. The number one, and number two, that's why you also need to dial in tomorrow. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC, which is 10 p.m. Hong Kong Singapore time, we're gonna have the AMA, and I'm definitely curious what people, with the experience and this kind of stuff, have to say. All right, so let's look at our data. We have about 16 minutes left, so almost halfway through. So we have this user number 11. So this person is up 6%, right? And currently they are leading the charts. So basically, let me see. They started by shorting BTC, right? So short, short, short. So short 4 positions, and I guess they're now, let me see, they are now going long. Okay. So, and also trading BTC, right? So I guess, probably this trader is maybe doing some kind of like technical analysis and looking at like 1 minute, candles or something. And again, this is just a guess. I have no idea. I'm not a technical guy. But yeah, this is something that probably, if you have such a short period of time when you're trading, right, you can really look at the chart on a long time basis. You have to trade like minute by minute. So as you can see, this person is making a lot of trades. So 4 short trades, 3 long trades. Wow, and he has 15 likes. So let me give him this person a like too. Okay, so then number 2 spot, we're at 2% up, and this person is just basically shorting Uniswap, right? Which is okay. I mean, Uni, that's probably good underlying. It's a good asset to trade. Volatility is there. All right, so we have also Caleb. So Caleb is basically just shorting a lot of ETH as well as Uni. But this trader is basically at 1%, little bit less than 1%. So let's give it a like. Let's give it a like. So far, so good. I like what I see. And then we have Justin just breaking even basically at zero. So there is one position for long, and then he closed the long position. So let's see. Probably is looking for an entrance point, I would assume. All right. And then we have Bobo. And this trader is going long with ETH and also shorting BTC. All right, so let's see how it goes. And of course, we also have Vigi, and this person is also actively trading. Okay, so here we go. This is interesting. We have some BCH, we have some Doge. So these two coins, I don't see them a lot trading during this competition, but fair enough. Like if you see enough volatility, and if you see enough, like if you see an opening for a position, sure, why not? Let's do that. But in the meantime, so while we still have 13 minutes to go, I just wanted to quickly go over some of the upcoming events that we're gonna have during this week. So as previously discussed, this competition will go for 4 days until Thursday. So this round of the King of Perpetual. So this is going to go till first day of this week, and basically at the end of this week, we'll have the top four people in the King of Perpetual competition battleground who will advance into the next round, right? And so next week, we're going to have what's called a round of four, and the round of four will also be 30 minutes, same as this week. However, the round of four, the entry capital will be 200 USDC. And remember that all the capital is being covered by us, right? So if you lose, so for example, this week the entry capital is 50 USDC. So if you lose 50 USDC, hey, no problem. We'll reimburse you. Basically, no loss for you. But any money that you will make, those are yours to keep, right? So this is an important distinction that you kind of have to understand. And as you can imagine, like for example, next week the round of four, the entry capital is 200. Okay, so that's kind of like getting to the point where it's like you can actually make some sort of substantial gains, right? And of course, if you advance into semifinals, wow, okay, so then you gotta get 1,000 USDC. So that's kind of the money you can play with, right? And of course, our final round is 10K, 10,000 USDC. Again, fully covered, right? If you lose 10K, if you make some stupid trades, or if you make a trade with like 100x leverage or 50x leverage or whatever, the maximum leverage that you can do, and it blows into your face, no problem, because again, the entry capital is 100% covered. So in the final round, this is up to 10,000 USDC, which I think is pretty dope, right? So it's like free money for you to trade. It's almost like sometimes like when you are afraid to start trading, you can open like a training account, right? Like a virtual account. So one of the things that you can do with Signal Plus is if you are scared of trading, or you're not exactly confident in trading futures, or perhaps like trading options, you can always open a virtual account, and it's super easy. You can just click on add account, and here we have an option for a virtual account, and you can enter the name. You can say virtual test account. So we're going to use the anchoring exchanges there a bit, delivery type auto, and then you can just say, hey, I want to have maybe like 100,000 in my USDC in my virtual account, right? And so once you create it, then basically, boom, you can start trading and with virtual money. And of course, all trades will stimulate the real prices, right? So that's kind of pretty dope. But in this case, in our battle, it's real money. It's not virtual money, but you are still safe with your initial entry capital that you're gonna put up, right? So this is definitely something interesting to see. and hopefully we'll continue this kind of competition going forward into the future. Next time we're with Deribit, I mean, of course, we need to check, but I think if this competition is success and people like it, this is something definitely I would really want to see, because I think it encourages a lot of people to trade, it encourages a lot of people to try, and also it encourages a lot of people to take risks. Now, when I say take risks, it's not always a good thing, right? It doesn't mean that you're like, oh, okay, I was successful, in the Deribit and Signal Plus trading competition, and I took like 50x leverage, and I made a lot of money. That's not always the case. Again, risk means risk, right? So it means you can lose money, and in this situation, it doesn't matter to you because we will cover and will reimburse your entry capital. But of course, if you are trading with leverage on a real account, on your personal account, that can definitely blow into your face. And I mean, we've seen this, right? Like during the October 10th, I think it was 10th or 11th, well, depending on which time zone, but basically during the October 10th liquidation day, if the next day, you went to Twitter, and you start looking, like, if you follow crypto Twitter, if you follow a lot of crypto accounts, and you just start looking in your timeline, Twitter's like, oh crap, that's a lot of, like, you just see all these posts of people, like, you see some people who are like broken down because they lost maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 USDC, which is like a lot of money for them. This is like maybe, you know uh, like their life savings, right? Um, and then you also see people who blew up like millions of dollars, like huge accounts. I see a lot of people like, oh, I just lost like $1.6 million, or I just supposedly lost like $4 million. I mean, just crazy amounts, right? And so it's kind of interesting to see, because you see the people, like, it doesn't matter how big your account is, right? It could be in millions of dollars, or it could be in thousands of dollars, but it still hurts. Like, it doesn't matter how big or small your account is, it still hurts. All right, so let's see. Let's look at our data. We have a little bit over 7 minutes left. So let's look at the top. So the user 11 is still at the top. So this user hasn't made any new trades so far. The four shorts and three longs, same as before. Then we have this user QXU222, pretty much flat, just the same two trades. Okay. All right, not bad. So let's see. And then we have Bobo. So Bobo is also sitting flat at basically 0%. So far, made three trades: one long ETH, one short BTC, and one long BTC. So basically, just close the short position, I guess. And we have Justin. So Justin also hasn't made any trades. Now we have Vicky. Vicky being really busy. Okay, that's cool to see. So she has, let's see. So she started with basically going along with BCH, and then shorting Dodge, and then going along with Dodge. Okay, okay. So then go short with BTC, and then I see some Sol action. Okay, thank you, Vicky. Somebody's trading Solana. I'm happy to see that. Okay, and then now we're just having shorting ETH, and the Viki is sitting at -1%. So let's see, we still have 5 minutes or 6 minutes, I guess, to go. Hopefully, she can recover. Is it okay? Yeah. Okay, I see she's turning positive, so that's good to see. I'm rooting for you, Vicky. Okay, let's see. And we have Caleb. So Caleb has also been pretty busy. So let's give some thumbs up. And Caleb is basically just shorting everything. Well, and by everything, I mean just ETH and Uni. But, still, this could be a valid strategy, that could play out. So Bobo, yeah, basically just broken even and is not making any more trades. 5 minutes to go. I mean, I suggest play a little bit. I mean, if there is nothing to lose, right? Um, I don't know, if I were in this situation, I would just pick a direction at random, and take like some volatile asset, like maybe Bitcoin is a little bit too stable, so I would take some altcoin, maybe Solana. Yeah, I mean, I like Solana, and then just put like the maximum leverage in either direction. I think and again, I'm not a technical person, so I guess if you're a technical person, this competition will be pretty good for you because you can analyze like 1 minute candles, right? And then you can see the patterns, and you can decide as like, oh, okay, so right now there is like this micro, excuse me, there is this like micro breakout pattern, or it hit like the 1 minute candle resistance. Anyway, I don't know the technical terms for that, but it would be easier for you to kind of see and navigate and say, okay, right now I want to go long, or right now I want to go short, right? But of course, for people who are not necessarily proficient in technical analysis, this is just, this could be like a game of guessing. Just pick an asset and then just go maximum leverage into either direction. If you lose, no problem, you tried. And it just sometimes it doesn't work out, right? Okay, so all right, so we have 3.5 minutes. Let's see what's gonna happen. So far, the trader number 11 still in first place. Seems like he or she might be gunning for the top. And then the next close trader is at 1.44% up in the P&L in today's session. Um, and what's interesting to see is that the trader 11 is just trading Bitcoin, right? And then they basically pick a position and they just stuck with it. Um, and then we have this trader who is just doing Uniswap, and then it's the same thing. So let me see. So this is 36. So basically they just closed their positions, right? So they went short and then they went long, so they closed their positions. So basically they're sitting in their respective returns. And yeah, I don't see, the only person who is doing a lot of trading is Vicky. So yeah, good job. And basically just going long on ETH. Yeah, so it's interesting to see because like Vicky, she started long, she's going long, and then let me see, about 12 minutes into the competition, she's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go short. And so she started to short everything. And then now about 20 minutes in, reversed the trend and going long again. Okay. So I see right now trades being executed with the BCH for long, ETH, long. Okay, good to see. So we have a minute and a half to go. So, and of course, as always, the results, the final official results will be published later after we double confirm and calculate the data, and we'll make the announcement. And so it's the same thing, tomorrow we are going to have the session again at the same time. So remember, the round of 16 is basically you have 4 different teams or 4 different groups who will be trading each day. And then the top person from each group by P&L will advance into the next round. Okay. All right. So final minute, final stretch. I think everybody pretty much locked in their trades. Yeah. And of course, while we still have 30 seconds to go, I just want to tell everybody that, everybody who is listening to this live session, or even if you're not listening, watching on, the next day, you do need to join our trading competition. It's pretty dope. Doesn't matter how big or small your account is, even if you just make one trade each day, you will be eligible for a bunch of prizes, and rewards, right? So you basically, it's kind of the same as this competition. You essentially have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. All right, so this is the end of today's live session. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And congratulations to everybody who participated in today's competition. Cheers.